Hi everyone, good afternoon and welcome to today's workshop on introduction to Power BI. It's great to see so many of you joining us today. I am Preeti and I'll be your host for this session. It's now my pleasure to introduce our speaker, Mr. Vignesh. Vignesh is a Microsoft certified Fabric Power BI lead with hands-on experience building robust, scalable reports that turn raw data into actionable insights for business leaders. With deep expertise in Microsoft Fabric, Power BI, SQL, and data governance, he bridges the gap between complex data set and decision ready dashboards. He specializes in designing high performing, stakeholder centric Power BI reports, implementing governance best practices, optimizing report lifecycle from requirement to deployment, and managing secure data platform. Vignesh collaborate closely with cross-functional team to enhance data reliability, streamline business enablement, and ensure Power BI and Fabric ecosystem run smoothly and secure. We also have a dedicated Q&A segment towards the end of the session. So feel free to drop your questions in the Q&A box or in a chat box. With that, I would now like to hand over this session to Vignesh. Over to you, Vignesh. Your mic is off.
Yeah. Sorry for that. Thank you, Preeti. Thank you for introducing me to all. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Power BI session today. So, before we start, I have a small confession for you guys. So, Power BI is the only place, where you will be dragging and dropping and actually makes you feel powerful. So, by end of this session, I'll make sure you guys feel that powerful need of how to use Power BI and how things are very useful in Power BI. So, so let's quickly jump into the Power BI phase of. Uh, I have a PPT that I could share. So I'm sharing my screen. So let me know if my screen is visible.
It is visible. Can you please zoom it a little bit? Yeah, perfect, perfect.
Yeah. So basically, what we are trying to do today is, I think I have some. Yeah. So it is all about Power BI and understanding the background of Power BI. So, as Preeti introduced me, a quick intro about me. Have been a Power BI business analyst, and my expertise are totally into data analytics, data engineering, and data visualization core concepts. So, I've started my career as a data analyst as well. So, it's been 6 years of journey, core in and out in data engineering platforms. So, this is my expertise, and uh, from basic Excel to advanced Python scripts, I've been working, and Power BI is one of my strong expertise. So let us quickly jump into fundamentals of data analytics, right? And before we start, we do have hands-on sessions today. I have raw data. I'll be transforming those raw data into visuals, how to create Power BI, what are the important things of Power BI. So if I'm fast, please do let me know or put in the chats like, should I be slow? Any doubts, you can let me know. We can clear it out on the spot itself, right? So, data analytics is all about five things or five pillars. We can consider it as five pillars. First thing is connecting data or connecting your data to Power BI and transforming raw data into the structured data. This is your first step. Second step is data modeling. So, what do you mean by data modeling and relationship, right? Connecting different tables into one or creating relationship between two tables is called data modeling and relationships. So, next comes the analytical or calculations. You will have raw data, right? Transforming your raw data into the form of, like, you'll have a lot of numbers, but you have to calculate it or use some formulas or predefined calculations. So that is called DAX, data analytical expression is called DAX. This is the word we use in Power BI. Once you have all this, the last or the easy part is creating visuals, right? Creating visuals. How do we choose visual? which visuals to be choose when. You cannot just randomly choose a pie chart or randomly choose a chart. We will be understanding how, when, why we will choose a visual. So this is about. Now we'll go to Power BI overview. Now, why Power BI matters? If you see, there are a lot of visualization tool like ClickView, ClickSense, Tableau, Power BI. Now that cloud is coming, or uh, generative AIs are there, there is a lot of visualization tools in our market. Now, why should we consider Power BI? If you see the main advantage of Power BI, right? There might be so many interview questions for you guys asking, why Power BI? Why not Tableau? Why not any other tool? The first advantage of it is, right, it connects to hundreds of data sources from Excel to cloud platforms to any unified analytics. When I tell unified analytics, any group wise like Snowflake, Databricks, any, you name a data source, Power BI can connect to it. Whereas other things have some restrictions to it, or it has some, probably some of the constraints that it cannot connect to some other platforms. But next comes is analytical engine. What do you mean by analytical engines, right? For example, there is a Tableau as a tool, right? In that, you cannot ETL or clean the data, right? You need to do ETL separately. Whereas in Power BI, we have something called Power Query tool. So we will be doing all our ETL in Power Query, which is inbuilt in Power BI. So Power BI is not dependent on some external tools like Informatica or any other tools to clean our data and give it to our data. So Power BI is basically end-to-end solution. You connect your source, clean it. So you have two major advantage over others. That is, one is connectivity. Second one is the ETL operations or things. Third thing is interactive visual, right? You can deep dive and interact with the visuals. There are Q&A with the visuals. You can type and ask, the visual will give you answers, and you can drill down to it, drill through to it. You can deep dive into layers of visuals when it comes to Power BI, whereas that number of contact or ness is not visual, not being used in any other things. Next is enterprise scale architecture. When I tell enterprise scale architecture, Power BI is used widely into so many architectures, right? Large organization, many big companies. Microsoft uses Power BI, right? So many, because Microsoft is Power BI is a Microsoft product. Microsoft is obviously using Power BI, and so many big organization, maybe you can name manufacturing organization like I guess India is using Power BI reporting. Mercedes is using Power BI reporting. When it comes to software, right, all the service based company needs data engineers or a data analytics who works in Power BI. So Power BI is so scaled, so upscaled, and it is being used in everywhere. So whenever I interviewer or somebody is asking you, why are you choosing Power BI as a data analytics, not Tableau or any other ClickSense? You have this answer. You have 5 good points to defend yourself why Power BI is required. So let's go to Power BI versions, architecture, deep dive into it, right? Okay. Now we have Power BI desktop is the first version we can see. And let me show you. This is Power BI desktop. Okay. So you can just Google Power BI desktop, download it. When you open it, this is how the interface look like. When you click on blank report, this is your Power BI desktop, right? We will, going forward, we will see what are all this, what are all this, what is this, right? This is your Power BI desktop version. Now, what is your desktop doing? It's a free tool which will help us to clean data, transform data, create visual, do everything. Whatever a report needs can be done in desktop version only, right? So this is a free version. Now, once you have your report created, there are multiple versions in the licenses, right? We have free version, that is a free user can use it. Second one is a pro version. Third one is a premium version. We also have premium per user version, but a premium version is a all over organization level premium version. So we do have different advantage over different uh, features, right? So I hope as of till now you guys don't have any doubts. If you have doubts, please put it in chat so Preeti can take it, and we can discuss them in between. So can I move forward with it, or you guys have any doubts till now? Yes, I do see. So far, good. Yeah. Yes, I will provide notes after this session. Also, the PPT and also the Excels or the data model that I have, I will be sharing so that you guys can explore and work on it. So I will show you the basics and end-to-end development activities hands-on. So we can go ahead and we can do that. So yeah, okay. So till now, yes, we will be getting practice files also. As of now, I'll be covering only Excel and Power BI. SQL is again a different analytical tool, and doing it is another different session. Maybe Preeti can schedule that. We can have a SQL or a data snowflake working sessions with it. So these are the free version. If anybody is coming to you and asking what are the versions of Power BI, there is three versions: free, pro, and premium version. These are the three versions that we will be working on. A developer in MNC will always be working in premium version. Why? Because there is a lot of add-ons to it. So what are the add-ons? What is everything? We will be seeing it going forward. Pro version is again a basic version where you have ability to refresh your reports online. These are all the free, few things that we will be having. Hmm. Activity and data sources. Okay. Now let us go to some hands-on and also PPT. So we will be working like that. Uh, Let me go take this as an example. So this is an Excel sheet. Hope my Excel sheet is visible and everybody are seeing. So this is row ID. What do you mean by row ID? I will explain you that. We have row ID, product category, product subcategory. So it's basically a sales data of supermarket, right? When you go to supermarket and buy something, they will scan it, right? When they scan it, they have their data noted in their system. So that data is extracted in the form of Excel. So uh, basically what is happening is we have this data, and if you see, we have three sheets here, right? Orders as a sheet, returns as a sheet, users as a sheet. Okay, we have three sheets. Now I will be explaining you this. Now get data. Like, what is the first thing that we saw in connectivity? That is connectivity modes and sources. How do we connect? The first pillar of Power BI is nothing but get data. First thing, how do you connect to your source? So on the top, do you see the option called get data? When we click in this, we have common data sources. But when we click on more, there is a dialog box opening suggesting all. So we'll go through files by files. When I tell files, it is all Excel file, CSV, JSON is nothing but JavaScript notation objects. So this is JavaScript files, folders, PDF, or SharePoint as a folder. These are all the offline files that you can connect. Next comes the database. So what is database or something? Something which is the data is stored in the server or as a database separately, like SQLs, MySQL, SAP HANA. SAP HANA is a database. SAP HANA is a data source which is widely used across the organizations. We have Amazon Redshift. We have Snowflake. we have Denido, like we have n number of data sources, MongoDB to n number of data sources. Next comes Fabric. Fabric as a new component or a new release from Microsoft. I will cover this as a topic itself because going forward, it is not Microsoft Power BI, it will be Microsoft Fabrics going forward. So I will explain you what is Fabrics. Next comes Power Platform. Power Platforms is nothing but inbuilt data flows, data sources as a source. Next is Azure. Now, you might think, what is Azure, right? We have three people in the cloud industry. What is cloud? So, anything that stores data online or has a massive data storage. We have three big players. One is Google, one is Amazon, one is Microsoft. So, these are the three big players. So, Microsoft named their cloud services as Azure. Google named their cloud services of Google Cloud. Amazon named their cloud services of AWS, Amazon Web Services. So these are the three players. Now, Microsoft Power BI is part of Microsoft. So they gave an extra option called Azure to connect to entire Microsoft data structures or data. So anything which Microsoft has developed, Power BI can connect. No matter what it is. Excel is Microsoft Office is Microsoft developed. It can connect. Anything to Azure, it can connect. So these are all the Azure active, Azure storage, Azure Databricks, Cosmos, anything Power BI can connect. Next comes online services. What do you mean by online services? If your data is web based services, right? What do you mean by web? Let's imagine you are running an ad in Facebook. So I hope a lot of you guys know SEO, search engine optimization. What do we mean by that? You will run your ads, you will run your account or in your social media, and if you download that, right, all your experience, who clicked on it, everything will be in the form of CSV files. You can connect that directly to Power BI to check the reporting. Same way, LinkedIn is a source. GitHub, you can connect to GitHub, you can connect to Salesforce, Microsoft Exchange. There is lot of, lot of online sources that you can connect. Others, these are the others: web, Python, R scripts, Python scripts. So Power BI is the only tool where you can connect to 100, 200 plus data sources without breaking it, right? So these are the connectivity data source. But what are we going to cover? Basic is what we're going to cover. So you guys don't have to worry or be a computer science student to learn data analytics. No, you can be whatever your background of education might be. You just have to have basic knowledge of Excel, SQL, and Power BI. You can be a data analyst as well. So I hope everybody knows how to use Excel. What is Excel? So Excel is a basic source that I will be working on. So when I click Excel and when I click connect, it takes to me my, and when I double click it and give open, right, it is taking me to this view. So sample superstore is my Excel name. And if you see, we had orders, return, users. I will open my Excel. How many sheets we had? Orders, returns, user. 3 sheets, right? Same way, 3 tables we have to select. We should not select the visual which is in table. We have to always select the visuals in sheets. This is a hack or a trick where your interviewer will give you an Excel. He will create dummy tables inside it, and they will think, oh, you will click on the tables and also you will load it. No, it will be duplications. So you have to click on 3 sheets, right? We clicked on it. Okay. Do you see options called load and transform, right? There are two options. Before jumping into it, we have What are the different, we saw connectivity sources. We finished number of sources. What are all the sources? Next comes connectivity mode. How do we get the data in the form of into Power BI? We have very important three modes. One is import mode. This is like 100% interview question wherever you go. Like I've taken hundreds of Power BI interviews, and first question I ask them is, what are the different types of modes you have worked on? One is import mode, very important mode. What is import mode? Import mode is loading your entire Excel data into the Power BI memory. That is called import mode. Now, next one is direct query mode. What is direct query mode? Direct query mode is connecting a link between your source and your Power BI. It is not stored in your Power BI memory. So you cannot view the data in Power BI, whereas you just connected a connection between your Power Query or your SQL and you just loaded the data. Now, why do we have this kind of connectivity modes is the next question that you will get, right? Now, we cannot use import mode if your data is more than 1 GB, right? My Excel files, let me show you my Excel file. This is just 50 KB of data. And if you see how much rows I have somewhere 9,400 rows, right? Imagine 50 KB of data can handle 10,000 rows. Imagine 1 GB of data, right? It is a huge data. So whenever the data is smaller, we go to import mode, right? Why? It is faster in-memory analytics with full DAX support. I will show you what is DAX support what. Next, when do we go to direct query? Direct query is when, you know, data is more than 1 GB, 5 GB, 10 GB. We connect it to the data. We just analyze it or use the data as a form of loading. Next comes more little bit. Now there is one more mode that is called composite mode. Few of your table is import mode, few of your table is direct query mode, both at a time. That is called composite model. If they might ask you what model are you using, if you are using only import, you can tell my connectivity mode is import because data is less. So I'm using import mode. If your connectivity is like, if your data is more, you are using direct query mode. If you have an import or a hybrid mode, that is when you can tell I have import mode, I have also direct query mode using to it. Live connection is having your live data updated, correct? What do you mean by live data updated? Stock market, right? Shares. Every minute there is a buy sell happening. Every minute there is an input coming in. So when you connect your data to live stock data, that is where when you have live data implemented. This is called live connection, and it is very complex connection. No big player uses it. It is very complex. Now, varied. And this is the data source that we connected, right? I mean, files, database, cloud platforms, APIs, modern data warehouse, and broad data. So this is your first pillar. Data. Get data is your first pillar in Power BI. So import mode, direct query mode, live connections, and types of data sources. These are something your first pillar and supporting pillar documents to it. Any doubts you can ask me. Like one pillar, I will be asking if there is any doubts. If no, I will continue. I want it to be a little bit interacted because if I'm speaking, you guys, I don't know if it is connecting to you or not.
Yeah, actually, we have two, three questions.
Sure.
First one is, do we need to know SQL?
Yes. So not everybody will be using Excel, right? Big companies, like when you join, like if it is a startup, it's if you are playing around with own learning, then it is Excel is fine. SQL is databases big companies use. Even Boeing uses SQL as a data source, MESDB as data source. So knowing SQL is an added advantage. Like you, without SQL knowledge, are applying to a job, and a person with SQL knowledge applying to a job, he will be given more preference. So knowing SQL is important.
Yeah, actually, other question is related to this only, that isn't Excel knowledge enough?
Excel knowledge is enough, right? When we talk about data analytics, there is something called DBMS, RDBMS. So DBMS is database management, RDBMS is relational database management system, right? So Excel comes under like a flat file. So everybody knows how to use a flat file. When we are a data analyst, we have to know how to use multiple data sources. It's not just you use Power BI, right? You have to open Excel and play around with Excel, do a sum operation, do a, validate whether the number you are getting in Power BI is matching with Excel. Same way, you have to know SQL to query it, right? Whether the data you got in basically your manager will tell to validate it. So you have to validate. So to validate it, you need to know SQL or Excel. Only Excel, it is not enough to name yourself as data analytics. Excel, not basic Excel, advanced Excel, SQL, Power BI, or a visualization tool. Then only you are called as data analyst. So only Excel is not it. MySQL, SSMS, everything is same. So that is fine. Next question.
We start getting so many questions
Oh,
now.
yeah. Yes, okay.
Another question is, what is direct query and live connection?
So basically, I will show you what is direct query, what is live connection going forward. Like next step is that, so maybe I can cover it up in that. Let's say Superstore data is MySQL. Now Power BI will connect to MySQL. That is correct. Data query will be done in your SQL. If you use import mode, you can do it in Power BI. If you are using direct query mode, then the querying will be done in SQL. So it's not 1 MB of data, it is 1 GB of data. I just saw 1 MB. Yeah. Okay, let me continue with it. So, yeah, next step is transformation or ETL, extract, transform, load. A very, very, very important step or a second pillar of your Power BI. So, second pillar of your Power BI. Now, what will happen if we do it without loading, without transformation is what I'll show you. I'll click on load. Okay, this is an import mode. It is loading the data. You can see, right? It is loading the data. It loaded. All right. I have three views in my Power BI. One is report view. Second one is table view. Third one is model view. Fourth one is DAX view. That is a complex query that I will teach you that also. In report view, we can see the tables that we loaded. That is nothing but this orders, returns, and user. Now keep an eye on your columns, right? Column names. If I go to Power BI and click on orders, these are all the, it is based out of, sorted based on alphabetical order. All your columns are loaded. If I click on user, it is column 1 and column 2. If I go to my Excel, right, click on user, what is the name of my column? Region and manager. So this is wrong, right? Why this is there? I've deliberately loaded it after 4 cells. Now what it has done, I will go to my table view. When I click on table view, right, this is a view from Power BI. When you do import mode, all the Excel data is loaded in your Power BI, where you can see those data here. That is why we will do import mode and it is faster. All the data is loaded in my Power BI. Whereas if you do direct query mode, I will not have table view. It will give me you are using direct query, no table view. Why? We did not load anything to Power BI. So we have table view. There I will click users. Do you see? I have 1, 2, 3, 4 blank rows. How many rows I have blank? 1, 2, 3. And this is the column name. So the blank rows is also loaded in my table, which is not correct, right? How do we clean it? How do we remove our columns? Like, let us go and see. Yeah, this is good. This is good. This table is not loaded correctly, right? We will click on, there is an option called transform data. We will click on transform data. Do you see the name of it? This is called Power Query Editor. Okay, this is a inbuilt ETL tool that is there in your Power BI. Okay, ETL tool, this is an added advantage or a feature in your Power BI that is there. So we finished connectivity. We are in ETL with Power Query. What is ETL? Extract, transform, load. E, we already extracted data from Excel. T is transform. We will do the transform. Once the transformation is done, that is L. We will load the data to our Power BI. This is called ETL. So very important tool, very important structure, because every time you will not get clean data. Clean data is not at all given to you. You are given a raw data. You have to work on raw data. See, Power BI developers are not dragging and dropping the visual. That is the most easiest part you can ever imagine if you have the clean data, right? But what is a Power BI developer? Who is a Power BI developer? Who understands the data, reads the data, cleans the data, structures the data, and make it visual as a data, right? So these everything as a tool, as a Power BI developer, we have to do it. Now, transformation and data preparation is first activity that we will be doing. Here we have users, right? Is the column names wrong? Our column name is region and manager. It has null values here. So we have to remove the null value or clean the null value. How do we do that? We have so many options here. I don't know if I could cover all these options in this call, but I will be covering only the main topic or a main used things. I have null values here. So what I'll be doing is, we have something rows, right? When I click on remove rows, there are 6 options for me. Remove top rows, remove bottom rows, remove alternative row, remove duplicate rows, remove blank rows, remove errors. Can you guys type in which options I have to use? Maybe so that I know you guys are watching it and we are doing an interactive session. We have 6 options. Which option we have to do? First one, I'll just read it and start. Remove blank. That is perfect. We have to click on remove blanks. Exactly. Do you see applied steps? It removed blank, right? Removed blank is a easy one rather than removing top rows. Now, if I click on the into mark, I can undo the operations that I have done it. I cannot redo it. So there is only one time I can undo it. By mistake, if I do it again, right? Zoom in, let me, I don't think I can zoom it. This is an inbuilt app. I'm sorry, I cannot zoom it. Um, So first option is like remove blank rows. Now I have removed the blank rows. Do you think my column names are correct? Column names are wrong, right? No. Now what is that we have to use? There is an option called use first row as my header. When I click on it, use first row as header is created, right? It is created. Now, I will tell you why transformation is very important, or your number of pillars that we talk is interconnected. I'll tell you or I'll show you why. Now, I've done it. Now, my manager has like manager, and this is correct. It is matching our value. We did a small ETL operation. What? We cleaned the blank rows. We made the first row as header. It's a small operation and it is done. When we click on it, Right, Zoom. Okay. I don't. Okay. Then we have to apply close and apply. When we close and apply, it loaded to it. See, my data in user is manager and here. If I go to table view, earlier we saw blank and column names, which is now region and manager. Now our data is clean, right? This is a very basic thing or a basic operation that we did. Now, second thing is why ETL is very important. This is called data modeling or a model view. Very heart of Power BI is called data modeling. Now, what is data modeling? Why data modeling is important is imagine I create a visual, okay? I'm creating a visual, basic visual. I'll just drag and drop my sales. This is my sales, okay? Based on, I'll drag my manager, right? We have four managers. And do you think the value of this is correct? Everything is same. Do you think all the manager did the same sales? No, right? There is something wrong. What is something wrong? See, if you see the numbers are also not matching. That is when there is no connection. We dragged manager from user table. We dragged sales from orders table. Two different tables. There is no connection in between. That is exactly correct. We are missing relationship. Now, how do we create relationship? Based on ship date, what is so based on same column here, same column here. Okay, repeat it. Your you have this sales report, and people are asking what is the number of sales based on each manager. Or okay, let's forget about manager. We have India. Let's think this is all over India report. We have four region, right? Central, south, or north, south, east, west. So what is the sales in my four region? If I ask, I'll drag the sales. So my total sales is somewhere around $8.9 million. If I drag region, central, east, south, west, do you think all the four region have same sales? No, right? There is something wrong. That is when we dragged region from user table, we dragged sales from orders table. If you see, both of this are missing what? Relationships. Now, how do we do it? We drag region and drop in the order. So it is telling creating new relationship from user table to order table using one-to-many relationship with single cross filter make the save. When I save it, right, my relationship between these two tables is created. If I go to my visual, do you see the change in the visual? Yes, right. South is little bit lesser. Central or the north has the major sales. East has the lower sales, whereas west has bit lower sales. South has lower sales, right? Earlier, we didn't get this. Why did we get this? Based on region or based on relationship, right? Now, imagine I'll go to transform data. I've not done any changes. I've not done any modeling. I'm doing the same operation of dragging sales. When it comes to visual, I'll explain you names of charts, what it is, why it is. Okay. Next, if you see in column, you don't have column only. Column one, column two is there, right? You don't know region itself is not there. That is when you go to your table view and see region is there. What is it? Which one I have to drag and drop? Everything is confused, right? So when you go to transformation, when you um, do this transformation, now drag and drop it. So your transformation is interconnected to your modeling. Your data modeling is interconnected to your transformation. See, the first chart is called stacked bar chart. Bar chart is vertical. Okay. Why it is stacked bar? What do you mean by stack? One on the other. See, I'll add sales is there. I'll add profit. See, do you see? In the same column, there is one more bar added to it, right? You have two different bars on it. This is called stacked bar chart. This is called stacked bar. Bar is horizontal. When you have stacked column chart, it is vertical. These two are same, just that it is horizontal or this. Now, why do you ask these are different, right? Imagine I have added when we have lot of product, right? It is easier to scroll down, right? Whereas this, if I have to scroll it on the right side, it is harder. It's just that. Next, you have cluster bar chart. Cluster is nothing that rather than stacking on the top of it, it is added next to it. See, the profit is added next to it. Same way, cluster column chart. So these are the difference that we are talking about. So I'll explain you what are all those going forward. Now, hope you guys understood what is relationship. Now I'll give bit relationship, how to create relationships, right? Now, there is something called primary key, foreign key. This is the reason why you have to know SQL in it. What is primary key? What is foreign key? Now, when you read SQL, you will read something called constraints or conditions that we have in the data feed, data visualization, right? A table. Now, primary key is nothing but a key which is not repeated. Do you think is central repeated anywhere in this table? No, right? But if you see a region here, but you have lot of repetition here, right? This is called foreign key. It is repeat. Foreign key is nothing but your primary key with repeated values. This is called foreign key. Same column in different table is non-repeated value, that is called primary key. And your this order table or your transactional table is called fact table, whereas your static table is called dimension table. Please remember this. This is an interview question. They will ask you what is dimension table, what is fact table. So fact table is nothing but transactional data. When I tell transactional data, it is number of people who are buying it. Like every time new data is added. For example, I can buy from South India, many can buy. So South is a common place which is repeated. Whereas in orders table, it is repeated. Whereas in users region table, South is constant. It is not repeating. There cannot be one more South coming in, right? That is called primary key or dimension table. How do we create this relationship, right? We have four types of relation: one to one, many to many, many to one, and sorry, I forgot one to one, many to many, many to one. So it's basically three types. So what is one to one? When I drag this region from primary key or from fact dimension table, I drop it in what? I dropping it in which table? Fact table. See, one to many. One is your dimension table, many is your fact table. I save it. See, one will be here. Star is nothing but many. This is called one to many. So if I do it in an opposite way, right? When I drag this and drop it here, do you see it is many is now this side, one is now this side. It is basically same. Many to one or one to many is same, right? This direction will be towards your many table only. See, I will do it again. How to create relationship? Drag this, drop this. Your direction filter will be towards this only. This is called one to many or many to one. Both are same. One to many, many to many, many to one, and one to one. Another, if you are creating relationship between dimension table to dimension table, then that is called, is it orders only? Primary key from users. Yeah, because I have region, I have manager, right? Region manager. Do I have any other columns here? Do I have manager in my orders column? Right? No, right? So that is the only primary key that we have. If we have to check the data, see data, do we have any other keys or any other columns based on it? And we have to map it, right? Whatever we did till now is very basic. Now let me do a little bit of advanced hands-on. Okay. Now I'll be sharing this Excel with Preeti for this is called sales superstores, where you have only three small tables with predefined sales, profit, everything. You can drag and drop the visuals and you can create it. No rocket science is involved. But now I will do a little bit complex hands-on with a complex table. This is another data. I have 3 years of data, 2020 sales, 2019 sales, 2018 sales. These are 3 years data. I have products which I have location, I have customers, I have sales, right? So many tables I have. You will never work in one table, two table scenarios. It is all for your practice. Minimum 4 to 5 table you will have, right? That is where you will work. Now this is your Excel. You have to first spend time understanding your Excel. What is the column names? What is the data that you have? Everything. Now, how do we do it? How do we load data or get data? Click on that Excel. We click here, click on open. Now, tricky part is, see, you have so many tables here, right? What you will do randomly, click on everything without even reading anything. You will just click like this, load it. No, that is wrong. This is a practice data set I give to my students to trick them. It might tell you 2015 sales. When you click on it, what is the date that is visible here? I don't know if it's visible very much to you. It is 2018. I have created a dummy table, right? If I click on 2016, 19 table, 2017, 20. All right. So always don't click on tables, always click on sheets. So you have to click on sheets. Always click on sheets, see, and transform. Always click on transform. Why transform? We will just verify, right? We will verify if my data, see, already it is not proper. We will use first row as header. Next, this is good. This is good. This, see, again, customers is not good. I will clear it. Good. Why only sheets? Because sheet will have everything, including your tables. Whereas in table will have only, I can have 20 tables in one sheet. If I click on sheets, all the data will be loaded. Not It's not like only one table is loaded. Unless and until you are so clear or you need only one table, you can click on table. But best practice is you click on sheets. Okay. So I click on sheets. I just check everything looks good. Okay, this looks good. This looks good. What I'll do, I'll close and apply. I closed and apply. I will go to my data view. I will see everything is loaded. Everything is nice. I will go to modeling. Oh God, this looks scary to me now. So many one-to-many, so many fact table. What is happening? It is too confusing for you, right? What table is connecting to which? What is this? What is all this? Correct? It is so confusing for you, isn't it? So, yes, that is where I'm coming. Now, all the table is called schema. So, collection of table is called schema. We have two schemas in Power BI. One is star schema, one is snowflake schema. Our ideology, okay, let me see if I can get some another. See, this is a basic image of star schema and snowflake schema. What is the star schema? Is nothing but one fact table. I told you, right? One fact table surrounded with dimension table. That is your star schema. But what is snowflake schema? You have either multiple fact table, or you have subdimensional table. Here all the table is connected to each other, right? Is this table here, is it connected to this table? No, right? This is not connected to it. So there are table or subdimension table which is not connected to it. So this becomes snowflakes, this becomes star. As a data engineers, our main goal is to create star schema. No matter what, we have to create star schema. Why? It is easy for us to work. Star schema is fast. Star schema is very easy. Your second or main interview question is, what is star schema? What is snowflake schema? Why we should use star schema? Why we should not use snowflake schema? Is the question that you will be going through. Now that we have like this, right? This is a snowflake schema. Why? We have multiple fact tables, right? Do you see many here? So I have three sales tables. So basically what is happening, you are making three fact tables and multiple connection. It is too complex to it, right? Now what we have to do, how do I simplify this, is what I do in modeling, right? How do I simplify it? I have to create 1920 2018 as one table to get it. So what I will do is, I will go to data view. I will see what are the column names. 2018, what I have: order ID, product ID, location ID, sales ID. I will see everything is matching. 19, I will go. It is still the same, but data is different, right? See, column names is same. First I have 20 May 2019. Here I have 2nd Jan 2018. So data is different. Column name and structure is same, right? What else do we have? We have, see, there is extra columns here. We have to remove it because what? Null columns. Next, it is same. What we will do, we will go to transform data. In 2020, see, we have null columns, right? I will click on it, right click, remove. I can do this, or I have option here. Click here, remove column. I can remove. So you can do it whichever is faster to. I'll just click on remove. Right. So I'll show you something important topic or important ETL transformation that we have is merge and append. Now, what is merge? What is append? This is an interview question for you. Difference between merge and append. Now, this imagine this is an table A, this is table B. I'm adding like this. I'm merging two tables. What is happening? My rows are same, my columns are increased, correct? This is called merge. Imagine table A, table B. I'm adding like this. What is happening? My column remains same, my rows is increased. So this is called append and merge. Even more, if you want, maybe I can show you something which you will never forget. What is merge and append? Give me 1 minute. I forgot to get it. That is how I teach my friends or colleagues to remember merge and append. By that time you can post any doubts so that I'll clear it off.
Yeah, actually, we have few questions.
Okay.
Uh, let's start. Ashok is asking if data size is not so big, but near lifetime data is required in report like sales data, is we need to use direct query, right?
Yes, if you require near time data, it is live connection. Even though if your query is small. So what is basically happening is manual refresh, right? If what I'm doing here, if I'm connecting with Excel and importing, if I change anything in Excel, it will not automatically reflect to me. I have to manually refresh it. That is when this data will be reflecting here. My data is small, refresh time is minimal. If my data is more, it will take 40 minutes, 30 minutes to refresh data. But if directly query is connected using direct query, when you do any change in the direct query, it will automatically reflect in your Power BI. We are eliminating a direct refresh category here. So that is one thing. I just got it. Let me share it to you. Um, it just went. I clicked on. So sorry, I just clicked cancel to it. It is very funny, but see, this is what is append, this is what is merge. Append, one above the other, merge is next to it. So you'll never forget a merge and append now, I hope. So this is putting one table on top of another table is called append. Joining one table next to another table is called merge. So hope you guys remember this now, right? So that is the funny part, how you remember it. Now, what we have to do here, right? Conditions or criterias to uh, okay, I will do that. uh, why we are calling snowflake or dimension table or fact table. Let me click on location ID. Okay, hope my screen is visible. I will only select A100. How many values do we have for A100? One value. There is no duplicate. But I will go to 2018. What is that I did? Location ID. Do I have location ID here? Yes, I do have location ID. I'll click on A100. Okay. How many A100 do we have here? 69. 69 to 7, 69 A100s have. So this does not have duplicate value in the it is not having repeated value. Whereas in your sales table, A100 is repeated 69 times or 70 times, right? It is why it is repeated. Is it a duplicate? No, it is not duplicate. Do you see? Order IDs are different. For example, from Gurgaon, multiple people can order the same thing, right? Does mean is it a duplicate value? No. Customer location Gurgaon is primary key. It will not change. But in sales table, people who brought it changes, right? That is transactional data. Every time data is added. So that is why this is called fact table, whereas location is called dimension table. And one more easy thing is in fact table, you will have numerical values, price, quantity, sales, whereas in your dimension table, you will not have all that. This is a fixed value, right? You will not have quantity, you will not have sales, nothing like that. So that is called your primary and fact table, dimension table and fact table. Now, our main goal here is to create this snowflake in the form of star. Now, what I identified here, right? Where did it go? Now, what I identified is for this three table, my column names are same, values are different, correct? Column names are same, values are different. What I'll do is I'll click on merge queries, merge as a new. Okay, merge as a new. What I will do is I'll select these three tables. Should I do merge? Should I do append? I have to do append. Why? I don't want the same column names to be repeated again, right? My column names is fixed. The row values are different. So I will do, so I will click 2018. I will click on append query as new. Now, how many tables do we have? Two tables or two or more tables? I will click two or more tables. 2018 is there. I will add 2019. I will add 2020. So these three tables, what I will do? I append it. See, now I will change the name of append into full sales table. See, in purchase, I will sort it by last. What is the last date I have? 35/2020. What is the first date I have? 18. So basically, I have 3 years of data I have. So here, I will just enable load. Click enable load. What is enable load? I am telling you be in my model, but you don't be in the data, right? When I close this, 2018, 19, 20 tables are gone. I have only one full table. If you see, what it become like. Now, this is a star schema. We converted a full snowflake schema into a star schema. This is what an ETL engineer or a data engineer has to do it. So basically what we did, we appended three table into one table. So basically we have this in the form of full table. Now see, does it look like this? This, it was like this, we created like this. See, that is called importance of data modeling. Very, very important. Star schema, snowflake schema, we have to convert star schema and snowflake schema. This table also, this Excel sheet also I will be providing. You guys can work on it. Did we cover three important pillars? One is get data. Second one is ETL transformation. Third is your modeling. Fourth is DAX or your measures. So that is a complex query. You are writing a summation of it. Okay. See, in my full sales, there is three table, right? 2018 is also there. 2020 sales is also there. Basically, what we did was we did not increase the column. We just added those table one below the other. So basically, what happened is we have covered or we have added this table one below the other with the same column names. Criteria, all the three tables columns should be same. That is when we can do it. So keeping time in factor, I'll just quickly move to visualization or visuals, right? Basically, how do you have to create visual? Okay, basically, we will see how to create visuals. So this is the visual pane, right? Now Copilot is there. If you see, I have a paid version of Copilot. When I just click on Copilot, if I log into my Copilot version, right, and upload this, it will create entire Power BI report to me, even with visuals also. So why we to do all these operations, whatever we did, right? Create, clean, extract, transform, create modeling. Now that we have this simple data, let us convert, you know, this data in the form of good visuals, right? First thing, what I will do is I need based on years. So first visual, what I do is a card visual. This is a card visual. What I will do in the card visual, I will just drag and drop it. This will give sum or total sales, total number of sales. That is this. If to make it more easier, right? Uh, I'm just adding this. Why? Because it is more easier to understand where you have sales, profit, salesperson, everything. So we have null values here. What I'll do, remove blank. Blank is gone. Okay, now I'll just close and apply. I'll make sure, yeah, this is done. I'm not gonna touch this returns. Okay. Now, first thing what I'll do as a sales report, right? We have to have something called first thing to see is what is your sales. See, when you drag and drop, it automatically creates a visual. This is my sales. Now you will go here, general effects. You can add background or you can add shadow, right? Basically, what you can do is you can add multiple visual effects to it. See, now I have added this. I'll copy this, paste this again. Rather than sales, what is the next very important thing in your um, thing? That is your profits. Do I have profit? See, I have 8.9 millions of sales. I have 1.3 million of profit, right? Now you might ask me, what are all the different types of visuals when we have to use it? So as I told, these are all column or bar charts. So basically you have to use when you have one simulative or if region and any two items from your fact table. Two items might be sales and profit, right? Sales, profit. So anything two from your fact table, one value from your dimension table is when you have to use this. So based on your visual interest, you can change it, right? You can change it accordingly. Okay. These are your first row charts. Next comes line chart. When do we use line chart is, have you seen this thing anywhere? Can you guys tell me where you have seen this trend exactly? This is trend of it. So when trend is involved, when time is involved, right? Over a period of time is called trend. So what I'll do, date, I will add year, and I will have sales. See, 2010, this is my sales. 2011, this is my sales. 2012, this is my sales. 13, 14, there is a dip. See, over a period of time, when time is involved, you have to use line chart. What is area chart? Nothing but area under the chart is shaded. See, if I put profit here, uh, see, area under the profit is shaded. This is how you will select visuals. Area chart, line chart. These are very important visuals. Next, we saw cards, we saw visuals. Next, we see something called slicers. Very, very, very important slicers. Now, what I'll do, rather than year, I will have month. See, Jan to December. Now, in year, what I will do, I'll have the settings. I'll choose drop down or slicer is nothing but a filter. When I click 2010, do you see automatically my values are changing? For 2010, my sales is this, profit is this. I'll click on 2010. Automatically my visual changes, my sales changes. 2013. So this is your filter kind of a thing. Interactive visual is called this. This is a very, very important visual, that is your slicer. Next is all map. Sorry, this is a slicer. I changed it. This is a slicer. Then comes, this is how you have to create a report. See, based on this excel sheet is there. If I tell what is your profit, what is your sales for year on year, can you give me, isn't it very difficult for us to identify? That is where Power BI is coming. Simple visual telling me number of sales, number of profits, which I'll add. See, we already have this. What I'll do is, rather than region, I'll have managers. See, Sam is doing this much of sales. On 2010, I have details 2012 year column in Excel sheet. Okay. See, this is your where is the year column? This is your year column, order date. This is your year column. It is like this, right? So if you are working in Excel, if you are asked to create year on year, you have to put a filter, do a lot of things. But here, just clicking on it will give you, you can multiple select also. What is my 2012, 2013 sales? So everything is automatically done, and creating visuals is not very difficult. You just have to create. What else I have? Let me see. I have product category, and what is my sales based on my product? I'll have to just drag and drop it, right? When I drag and drop it, I have three product category: technology, furniture, office supply. Out of that, 3.5 million, that is nearly 40 percentage of my data or my sales is for. This is called pie chart. This is called card. This is called slicer. This is called line chart. This is called column charts. So your Power BI revolves around these charts. See, just that the visual representation of the charts varies. See, everything remains same. These are your 5 very important visuals that you will be working on. So these are the things. See, if I click on, everything will be interactive. If I click on here, all the my chart will be things. So once you create this, you click on publish, you save this. Once you click on publish, you save this. You can name this and save this and publish it to your Power BI services where everybody can view your report. So within the given time, I hope I covered a lot of your basics of Power BI. I will give you the Excel sheets, and let me see if I had covered all the PPT. So we covered data transformation, we covered modeling, star schema, one to many, many to many, best practice we covered. DAX is nothing but writing formulas to it. Visuals, right? Using appropriate colors. Please don't use, if you're creating any of, semantic model is nothing but your data set. That is your Power BI. This is called data modeling. This is called semantic model. That is your data set is called semantic model. So when choosing colors, please don't choose neon red, neon yellow, neon blue colors for your visual. Please keep your visuals very simple. Don't make it very eye catchy visuals. Keep it subtle visuals. That is a best practice that I would suggest. Apply all principles, like these are your visuals. Power BI services, right? Once you create your visual, you just publish it to a workspace, right? What is workspace, or what is that? Um, so if you type app.powerbi.com, you will have to log in here. That is where you will have a cloud-based services for you to save all your, like how you are saving offline in your desktop. That is how you save it online in your thing. Now, what is gateway? Like I see a lot of people asking SQL, Excel, right? If you have to refresh, there is 3 things. Here you have a manual refresh, right? But in services, it should automatically refresh. Then what we have to do? then we have to set up something called gateway. It is nothing but creating link between your connection and the data source that will automatically refresh. So for pro version, you will have 8 times refresh, whereas premium version, you have 48 times refresh. When I say 48 times, every 30 minutes you can refresh your data. New data can be added. So that is why gateway is required. Now, I'll give you a quick overview of fabrics. Now, going forward from next year or in sooner the lesser, Power BI will be named as Microsoft Fabric. So, Fabric is a one lake platform where you will have everything integrated to it. Like you have SQL in it, you have database in it, you have storage in it, you have Power BI in it. Going forward, once you learn Power BI, once you become Power BI expert, you have to next role is Fabric expert. So I have my certification in Power BI data analytics. Next certification, Microsoft certification in Fabric engineering. So that is where you can learn Fabric as a tool. So I hope I have covered a lot of things. I know it is very overwhelming for you to understand entire Power BI in given number of time. So let's have a Q&A, let's have interactive sessions so that I can keep you posted. And whatever the documents I have, I will share it with you guys so you can share it. So let's have our Q&A, or any doubts, we can take it from there.
Yeah, thank you so much, Vignesh. But before starting the Q&A, actually, we have one session feedback form. So I just can you please give me 1 minute time so I can launch
Sure.
it? Yeah, thank you, thank you. So guys, I have launched a session feedback form. If you have any suggestion for any topic or anything, please do write it. It will not take more than 10 seconds to fill this form. And side by side, we'll take questions.
Yeah.
Munazza is asking, okay, so first question, if, wait, if Copilot or any AI tool can create visuals, where comes the difference of being a data analyst? Why a company needs me? And he has written like two questions. If I want to stand out and secure a job, from your experience, tell me how can I improve my need in the company to perform the job, which can easily be done by any AI.
Right. Excellent question, right? Like today's AI world, everybody looks AI is so important to us. Now, any tool can create your job, but where do we stand apart? To give that, we have to understand something called data, right? Which Excel to give, what are the columns to it. It will not perform ETL as correctly as you guys perform. You understand the business logic, you talk with the business, right? If it is a sales store data, you talk to the sales store manager, understand what is the requirement to it. He will not be able to understand or communicate betterly to AI where he can communicate betterly to you. So even though AIs can do the same job, but you guys have more chances of understanding the core concept, fundamentality, and anything, right? AI, it's like we should not be fearing AI where people who doesn't know to work on AI should fear the AI. So basically, you have to stand in, brush up your basics, learn it before coming into data analytics field itself. If you feel AI can replace me, sorry, you're in a wrong area where you have to learn AI and incorporate it. Like for example, Copilot is a very good tool. Use it to write better DAX. Use it to write better, creating better reports. Learn it so that the person who is a developer who doesn't have Copilot knowledge, you can be excelling on them. And basically, how can you stand out in jobs? Basically, like you have to have some generative AI knowledge. What is generative AI? Using of Copilot or using of Chat GPT in a better way. If you have certifications on AI, if your resume having it's not having AI in your resume, you are not shortlisted. So try to make some AI certification based on data analytics, Power BI. Excel is using AI. So that doesn't mean AI will replace Excel. No, we cannot replace Excel. So we have to start learning how Excel can be more better using AI. So that is how we have to incorporate it.
Thank you so much. Another question is this much of learning is enough to appear for MS Power BI data analyst exam?
Definitely not. This is a basic training, but you can give a try with the 4 to 5 pillars that I have explained it to you. Get data. So it's basically I've given all the overviews of it. You have to go in depth learn like scenarios. Why do we use direct query mode or import mode? Scenarios of what is Snowflake's star or how do we do it? So how do we import it? So this is an overview or a understanding of what is Power BI, what Power BI does, how do we do it, how do we drag and drop it, how visuals are created. To create a visual, how important is the ETL, how important is data modeling. So this is just a basic session. Keeping this session in mind, you can start learning the journey or how to learn. So only this cannot get you certification. Sorry for that.
Yes, thank you. Another question. Let's say the same data in MySQL server, so the DAX will in query editor or MySQL.
Depends. If you have loaded SQL query in import mode, all the DAX will work here, right? So if you do it in direct query mode, you cannot see it in the table view, right? So you are missing that. So you have to query it in the SQL editor only. So depending on the scenarios, you can do that.
Thank you. Another question. Ashok is asking, can you suggest study material for PL 300 Power BI and tips to pass this exam?
Okay, PL 300 is a very basic Power BI associate exam. Study materials, please do not fall for any dumps. I would suggest please don't do it. It is very easy to get certification, but it is when you tell you have a PL 300 certification and an interviewer asks, he can easily find out did you use dumps or you really studied to it. So I would suggest get Microsoft, study material itself is very much enough to it. Like they have 100 questions plus to it. So you can do it. Before jumping into that, please brush up your basics, understand the basics, have little bit of hands-on, like try to create reports, do that. Then it will be easy or you will be easily understanding what they are talking about and what you are writing about. So Microsoft learning itself is more than enough. That is a good material to study or start.
Okay, thank you. Another question. Amit is asking, how is pivot different from Power BI?
Pivot interactive, right? Um, for example, all this I've done using one Excel sheet. Imagine you have 6 Excel sheets. How will you do it, right? Piv- Pivoting in one Excel sheet with different sheets is easy. Imagine pivot with multiple table, like multiple Excel sheets, creating logic, all that, and creating that in a Power BI. For example, imagine your data source is not Excel, it's in SQL. How do you pivot it, right? Different data source. Power BI is a tool where to extract all your data, make it in a form of good visual representation. Pivot works very good in one Excel sheet or your data is one, unless and until you load all the data from different Excel, create a pivot on top of it, which is very time consuming and very hard to it.
Okay, thank you. Another question is, what are the recommended certifications to match today's competition?
Basic PL 300 is the first go-to certificate. Having AZ, Azure 900, Azure Fundamental, that is basic certification. Getting Copilot certification from Microsoft, Copilot, like basic usage of Copilot or generative Copilot. And please get good certified material. Please don't go to Coursera or Udemy, finish a course. Once you finish a course, you'll get a certification, right? That really doesn't work. get some exams given to it, PL3. And Microsoft is a very good course certification, right? Today's competency, you should have PL300, AZ900, and Copilot AI certification. These three can give you a good, very good, strong chance to do it. If you are very good, strong enough, adding DP600, that is Fabric certification, will give you a senior level of Power BI architect jobs in today's.
Okay, thank you. Another question is, for someone starting from scratch, what should be the first step to learn Power BI effectively?
This is the first step, whatever we covered, right? First step, we started with scratch. We did not go to complex Excel, complex DAX, nothing. I will give you two Excel sheets. Load it, play with it, do whatever you guys can do, learn it. Like learn it with a step of sequence. What we have to do first, what we have to do last, how can we improve it better is what you have to do. So learn from Excel. Once you learn how to read the data, what the data you have in Excel, then you publish, like you load it in Power BI, create relationship, create visuals, play multiple visuals. Think like you are the owner of the sales report, and what you want to see, like how many regions, how many products, what is my sales, what is my understanding. So understand the data. So that is how you can start. Sorry.
Yes, thank you. Let's take the last question for today.
Okay.
How do I start learning on SQL and Power BI? Which source would you recommend, like V3 School, etc., for a non-tech person?
So I started my career as a data analyst, but if you see my engineering is, I'm an aerospace engineer. Unfortunately, I ended up in IT, but I've become an expert in an IT industry. So your domain doesn't define what you're doing, right? You're understanding to learn concepts. W3 School is a fantastic place to learn Excel, SQL. Now, once you learn Excel, advanced Excel is what I'm talking about. What is advanced Excel? Playing fastly with Excel, like VLOOKUP, XLOOKUPs, writing formula, writing if conditions. That is what you have to learn. Second thing is how to query in SQL. SQL is not like your Excel where you play around with mouse. You have to write queries, select, CRUD operation, learn that, joins, learn that. Once you're strong enough with that, come to Power BI. Do whatever you guys did in Power Excel and SQL, do it in Power BI. Try to write complex DAX, understand the business logic, create dashboards. So YouTube or your generative AI is a very good tools where you learn all this, like see number of like financial data, financial dashboards. It's not only finance, see HR data, see HR data, multiple, like movie, Netflix, Zomato data, what is the rate of order rates in Bangalore. Go to GitHub repos. You have so many GitHub repos to get a sample data where you can play around with data. Where to get job in this today's market, theoretical knowledge will not only help you, hands-on experiencing, loading the data. Once you load it, right, once you play with your Power BI more, you will have the confidence to answer the question what the interviewer is asking you. So you are technically strong. Make sure you build your communication skill. Make sure you know what you are doing. You should crack jobs, and there's a lot of jobs for Power BI and data analyst. So even though AI is coming, market is wide open for all the Power BI developers.
Yes, thank you. That's it. We are done with all the questions. But before ending the session, any piece of advice you would like to give our audience, like especially for freshers who are still in their college there, and any.
So yeah, I'll give advice for everybody, right? Let's start from freshers. Freshers who just passed out of college, it is very hard for you guys to directly jump into a Power BI developer role. Why? You would not have any experience. Like nobody trusts you to give production data. Data is everything. Unfortunately, if you run a delete command in a production table, not only you're doomed, you are also doomed. Like entire company or your team is doomed. right? So that needs little bit of experience. So I would tell, do not hesitate to join as an intern. Okay, apply for interns, get 6 months, 7 months of experience as an intern, and then apply for jobs with 1 year basics junior roles. There are so many companies giving you junior roles as a data analyst or a Power BI. Don't hesitate to join as an SQL developer also. Try to join as a SQL developer, play around with production data, live data, huge content, learn governance, like whom to give read access, what to do, everything. Like once you get to know the, environment of how the data team works, SQL team works, Power BI team works, then apply for a good 1 year experience or 2 years experience roles, play around with it, and you will definitely get it. Once you have a strong basic, strong communication, you get it. Second thing is, people who have non-IT experience coming, trying to get it in data analyst or a data role, right? That applies to you also. Like you might have had, if you are experienced in SSIS, SSMS, or SQL reporting, all that, build that as a Power BI experience in your learning or something. Showcase that you are good enough, you have IT or ability to work in the IT as a data, then you can easily get into it. And people with experience trying, struggling, not getting calls from interviews or not able to create interviews, first thing, build a good communication skills, right? As much as how important is your technical skill, communication is very important. Why? Power BI is a face of customer, right? Data is wrong, nobody will talk to the SQL team or something, everybody will talk to the Power BI team. Why data is not coming, why my visual is wrong? You should be able to communicate to them. So for experienced people, first thing they say is communication. How good you can handle the client, how good can you solve the problem when the client asks, how can you handle the deadlines. These are the things that everybody look into it. Soft skill is so important. Don't only focus on your technical skill. Try to have 40% of soft skills, 50% of technical skills, 20% of problem solving skill. All this will build 100% portfolio where you have 100% technical knowledge, 30% of communication you will not be going through. So this is what you have to build. Get all your data skills, communication skills, soft skills. You will be able to make it. When I can make it, you guys can definitely make it. So uh, just keep improving, don't lose hopes, keep improving yourself steady, and like don't use shortcuts. Work hard, it will definitely pay it out for you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Vignesh. We truly, truly appreciate you taking the time to share your knowledge and your
Right.
experience with us. It was really a great learning experience from you. We are really grateful for the effort you have put into making the session so engaging and easy to understand, also. And
Just one more thing. If people can want to connect with me, LinkedIn, you guys can connect with me in LinkedIn offline. Any doubts? I'm open to connect with you guys in LinkedIn. Please feel free to connect.
yes, yes. And also a big thank to everyone who have joined us today. We hope you found the session helpful and took away something valuable. And if you'd like to revisit the session or share it with anyone, the full recordings are also available on our LinkedIn page and YouTube channel. So till then, wishing you all a very happy weekend. See you all in the next session. Thank you very much, Vignesh, again. Thank you.